start with a standard Microsoft Word document, and it could be the same with a Microsoft PowerPoint or an Excel spreadsheet. They come in their own proprietary formats that are owned by Microsoft. We're going to start to integrate this with the Google suite of applications. Now, you can see on this document, I've got a title set in the title format, an image, which is just the Wikipedia logo, and some text in different fonts along with a text box. Now, these are here just to demonstrate some points when we're moving Microsoft Office documents into the Google Classroom or Google suite of applications. Now, I'm going to jump over to my Google Drive and I'm going to add that file. Now, there's two ways I can do that. I can drag and drop it from my Windows Explorer, so dragging it from my native Windows environment straight into the web browser, and it will upload that file. Or alternatively, I can use this icon up here to click New and then File Upload. When I click on File Upload, it will give me the opportunity to upload my Microsoft document. You can see here that this is my Welcome to the Google Drive, which is the exact file that I showed you just previously. It'll take a few seconds to upload, and you can see represented by this W that this is in a Microsoft Word file format. When I click to preview this document, you'll see that it's lost some of its formatting. So for example, this fancy font has now disappeared and my text box has increased. So I'll flip back to the Microsoft document, the original one, and you can see that there are some differences. Now, if I open this in Google Drive, so I'm going to right click on this for me and open it up in Google Docs, you'll see that this will force the reformatting into Google Docs equivalent of the Microsoft Office document. And you can see that actually it has changed that font back to something that has some resemblance to the original font. Okay, but largely the document stayed in a similar sort of format. There are some subtle differences though. The title is still formatted as a title, and our text box has increased in size and been converted to an image. This means we can't edit this immediately. We need to double click on this, and this converts it into, or shows it as its drawing that it's been converted into. We can then click onto it, type into it, and edit the contents accordingly. Now, this doesn't exactly render it entirely useless, but it does add some considerations for documents that may previously have been using text boxes. Okay, you'll also notice that this is stored as a doc file. Now, if I want to convert this into a Google format and store it as a Google format, I could click on File and then Save as Google Docs, and it'll open up in a new tab as a Google Doc. But you'll see that it will have the same formatting as our original document. So as I click between the two tabs, you can only see that the main difference is you've got more formatting options and that it's dropped the doc extension. Now, I'm going to close those two tabs, and you'll see that in my Google Drive, I now have two versions of that document, the original Microsoft Office format and the Google document equivalent. So there are some issues with the formatting, and there's not a fix for those. It is a case that there will be differences in fonts, differences in layouts and styles, but generally speaking, for probably 90% of the documents, be it PowerPoints, Excel documents, or Word documents, they'll convert without any issue. I'm going to remove those two files. The reason being is that can be quite a lengthy process if you've got a number of files to load into your drive and convert if you are moving from a Microsoft ecosystem. Within the settings tab, so this cog just at the top right here, you'll notice there's an option for converting uploads. If I tick that box, every file I now upload in a Microsoft format will automatically convert itself across into our Google format in one singular step. So I'll add that file again and you'll see this happen. So when I click New File and uploading directly from a Word document, when I open this in my Google Drive, you'll see again it takes slightly longer to upload, not a huge amount of difference. And this time it's opened it straight away in the Google Drive format. When I double click it, it doesn't take me to the preview anymore. It's taking me straight into that file. That's the way that we can get our Microsoft Office documents in. And I would just suggest that when you do this, just scan them over just to check for any formatting inconsistencies, as they may need to just be addressed. But there's nothing that's going to be hugely challenging in terms of just perhaps putting a few enters or changing some of the spacing in each of our files.